Beginning VEQ Graphical Robot C, Episode 3. In this video series, we are reviewing beginner information for VEQ programming using the ROBOTC development environment. In this video, we will cover creating a template. So why create a template in the first place? We have a robot and it has certain motors and sensors attached to it. We want to create a variety of programs to test on the robot as we learn about how everything works. Every time we create a new file, we need to be sure that the motor and sensor setup is correct for the robot. We can define the motors and sensors every time we create a new file, but there is a better way to go about this, and that is setting up and using a template. So to create a template, we'll just click on New File, and then click on Motor and Sensor Setup. Click on Standard Drive Base, and then go through and define all your motors and your sensors. I'm going to go ahead and delete everything and then just create leave one motor here. I'll call it motor top. Make sure there's no devices. And then go ahead and click on OK. So once we've got the motor and sensor setup configuration complete, go ahead and click on Save and give it a name appropriate to the robot that you're going to use this with. I'm going to save this in my C:\temp folder, and I'll call this motor, if I can spell right, motor top template, and then click Save. So now you can see that I have the motor top template file open. I'll click on motor and sensor setup just to be sure it's configured the way I wanted it. I'm going to click on OK. So now I'm going to close this file, and from this point, whenever you have this particular robot, you want to create a new program for it, you can just click on Open File and then go to the folder that you saved it in, and here you'll see the motor top template. I'll go ahead and click on Open, and now by looking at motor and sensor setup, you'll see that this is configured the way we wanted it. So now we'll click on File and then Save As. Now this is important. We're going to save this as a different file name, so we leave that template file the way it was. We're not going to touch it. So we'll go ahead and just call this Motor Test 1. And then click on Save. So again, every time you need to make a new program, you open up your template file, then click on Save As and put in a different file name. That way you leave the template file alone. So this process allows you to quickly load your predefined robot settings so you don't need to manually configure the settings every time you create a new file. I hope you found this video helpful.